More adventures in video land here. So this is as prep for the Key to the Highway project in Jam Camp in September 2017. We've covered this stuff for those of you who have come to lessons before the jams, and we've of course talked about it in the jam too, but I thought it might help if you had something to refer to at home. So the idea is that when we were first mapping out power chords to play basic blues rhythm, we found that we could locate the roots for those chords, say if we're playing in the key of A, which we are. Could find the A note here on string 6, fret 5. My E note would be up here on, I'm taking them in the order for Key to the Highway. The E chord here on string 6, fret 12, and D would be located on string 6, fret 10. If we wanted to move the chords over to string 5, then we'd have the A located up here on fret 12, E on fret 7, D on fret 5. Now the problem is, if you're moving along the strings, you can get some pretty cool effects like sliding into those chords from a distance, but you do have to remember that you're going to cover that distance, and it can make it tough to keep up with quicker tempos. So what we get into then is finding the two L shapes. So whatever string your 1 chord was on, in this case the A chord, string 6, fret 5, the roots for my 5 chord and 4 chord are going to be located on the other string. String 5, fret 7, again for the E, and string 5, fret 5 for the D. So the L shape here, here, and here, if you can see that, you'll see that on the prep sheet that I sent out too, that's for Key to the Highway Jam Camp prep. And so the second L that we get, if we start with the A here on string 5, fret 12, then we make up the rest of the L with the E root here and the D root here, both of those on string 6. Now remember, a scale root can always serve also as, a chord root can always serve as a scale tonic. So we've got two scale patterns for major pentatonic. That's the flavor that we're kind of working with here. So if I want to start with the A major pentatonic, I'm looking at string 6, fret 5, and I'm going to launch the whole pattern from my pinky on that note and get, when it's time to move to the E chord, I'm going to cover frets 9 through 12. My pinky's got to move up to string 6, fret 12, and I get, and then for the D chord, string 6, fret 10. When we're using this pattern though, always launching off the pinky. So you want to be able to really find A here, E here on fret 12, and D here on fret 10, if you can see that. So A here, D here, E here and D here, but with the pinky. So make sure you make a really clear visual connection in your own mind so you can see where to be for that. Okay, for the tonic on 5 pattern, okay, there's the A, that's on string 6, fret 12, E here, string 5, fret 7, D here, string 5, fret 5. Sorry. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this too is that we can dive into either one of these patterns and locate this little piece of the scale we've kind of nicknamed the Tenderloin. So for the tonic on 6 pattern, I'm using the notes that are on strings 4 and 3. For the A chord, we're playing on frets 2 and 4 with fingers 1 and 3. And cool thing is, end up on the first finger on the 3rd string, because that is the note A for the A chord, and it also serves as the tonic for the A major pentatonic scale. When you go to the E chord, you're going to come up to fret 9 and end on this E note right here, string 3, first finger on fret 9, and then the D right here, string 3, fret 7. When it's time to work with the tonic on 5 scale, we're going to have this shape for our Tenderloin shape, and that's cool because the top note is once again an A. We're playing in the key of A major pentatonic here. And so that can be either your chord root or scale tonic, depending on how you want to look at it. E is going to be here. Sorry. It's that little bit that's the tenderloin. And then the D here, indexing off of this D note here, string 5, fret 5. Now, the problem with playing even out of the tenderloins, the tenderloin idea is cool because you don't have to wander through too much of the pattern to find some juicy notes. These notes are really tied into the chord. Not hard to put together a good sounding simple lick that you can use as a jumping off point. For the whole rest of your solo if you want to. So the idea there though is cut down how much of the scale you're trying to use, I should say the scale pattern you're trying to use, and then as you get the melody going, of course what you run into is that you've got to finish your thought down here in the A position before you can move up to the E position. Because it's such a big jump, you can't really get any musical continuity, so we do have to kind of finish up here and then pick up again up here. Same thing happens when we work with the scale patterns that are located along string 5. I can get something going here in A, but then I've got to break off and jump way down here to the E pattern in order to keep up with the chord. So that seems like it's kind of a problem. You can still get some good sounding stuff, but it takes a little doing. So the thing that will help us solve that problem is to combine the string 6 and string 5 patterns using the L shapes. So I'm going to start here for A, tonic on 6, move up to my E on string 5, now down to D, and you can see in here that because I'm not having to move my hand so much, I can get more continuity with that melody line. Up here, string 5, A, string 6 E, string 6 D, okay? So you can see a lot more efficient way to work, and again, just using those L shapes, A, D, and E, and A, E, and D here. Always a more efficient way to either move the power chords or the scales when you want to keep things moving at faster tempos. And all of these ways of thinking about how to see the notes on the neck are going to lead you to different sounds than you would find if you were just kind of running back and forth in one scale pattern, one key kind of fitting the entire set of chord changes. You get a lot more possibilities with this and a lot more opportunities to fine-tune the scale notes that you're choosing to the chord that you're playing on, which ultimately, a very cool thing to do. So anyway, hope this helps. Let me know. Any questions? Hey, you know where I am, and I will see you at the jams. Thanks.